coming through. She hit that like button. Where everybody at with Mob Nasty. You always the first one coming through. I fuck with you heavy, Mob Nasty. Make sure y'all hit that like button if you haven't already. Going down the rabbit hole again. Today, as you can see the title, I know y'all probably was expecting me to have a bald head ass head, but that's an older picture. It's the real picture though. So yeah, I went bald head before. I was feeling like Morpheus and shit. But this simulated reality, that was the perfect picture to add to that thumbnail. All the strength is are we really living in the Matrix? Are we really living in a simulated reality? I done seen a. This is one of those conspiracy theories that like, even Elon Musk was talking about this shit. Shout out to Josh coming through. Y'all think this is like a simulated reality or such? The Matrix we living in? Y'all believe we living in the Matrix? I'm gonna say yeah. Talk about. I'm gonna have to do some research on that one. Play Rich about the hacker. Os Palazzo, bro. I don't know who that is. But I am interested in hacking shit though. I went to school for like cybersecurity, so I learned how to do a little hacking. So I am like, I ain't gonna say I'm fully aware, but if you're gonna be a criminal, you might want to start hacking shit. You hack everyone YouTube account. Like, oh shit, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't think my shit got hacked. But I mean, I ain't seen no news reporter of that. Oh, he trended on Twitter. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to check it out there. Then like shit, we can come back and have a discussion on that. But hackers are very dangerous in this world, especially when they don't have no type of moral ethics and shit. They don't give a fuck. They don't care if they go to jail or none of that. They just want to see people destroyed. Got to watch out for them type of people. I have my own dealings with hackers. Look them up on accident because they're not talking about it. I'm gonna look them up. I just got my phone with me. I ain't got my tablet or nothing, so I would have been able to do some research. But if I look them up right now, then I'm gonna have to get off the live to do it. So, but how they find out it was him who did it, or did he say he did? Like he hacked it? Like, is they taking credit for like hacking everybody's YouTube or something? Like, but what y'all think on that shit? I mean, shit. Did he get? What did he gain from? Oh, he Russian. Oh, so if he Russian and he hacking American shit, hey, by all means, this is a. I ain't gonna say it's a we in war already, but we damn near is. Shit, and then they took YouTube, like all the American type shit, like created in America, got took out of Russia. So, shit, by all means, hackers, do your thing. Like I said, I went to school for that shit, like 6 months. Got I didn't get a degree in it, but I finished my courses in it, so I know a little about hacking. It was like, as soon as I was about to graduate from like my class, like my Instagram got hacked at 27,000. So shit, they be getting a lot of money off that shit. But the conversation tonight is we living in the matrix. Do you believe we living in the matrix, or do you believe like reality is reality? Everything they say it is that. So I got a hard time believing we not living in the simulated reality. Off the strength of everything you think, it pops right up, right? So even if you're talking to somebody you ain't on your phone, shit'll pop up on your phone. I need to start accessing Twitter more. I really don't be on Twitter like that. I utilize for news wise. I be on Instagram and YouTube. I sometimes get on Twitter because I got an account, but I don't be active on there like that. But you probably giving me something like that's like, I mean, I need to be talking about that. Are you sub to YouTube channels? Yeah, I'm subscribed to people's YouTube channel. So nobody I watched like said they was hacked though. But I'm not sub to like YouTube channels that got like million. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I be sub to regular people though. Like I'm not sub to celebrities and shit. I don't give a fuck about them. So shit, I don't give a fuck about them regular ass people either. Honestly, I just be subbing to like what's in, catch my interest. You said reality is definitely reality though. I mean, yeah, like I mean, what you see on your everyday life that would be considered reality. But you seen the Matrix, right? We all seen the Matrix, and just how like how Neo woke. Well, he didn't wake up. He took the pill, the red pill, and then like that was the truth. That was the real reality. And like motherfuckers was still low key sleep. That's what I mean by like this is more of a simulated reality. Like the creator of this world, God, right? Like he's the creator of this matrix. Only way only way you can escape this matrix is through death, right? Make your next video. I'm definitely gonna do that because I'm gonna have to do research though. Like, but that's some conspiracy theory. Like, why ain't nobody talking about it? Like, if multiple people, like important people's YouTube channels was hacked, and like ain't nobody saying nothing, ain't no news reported. Like, yeah, well, what's the point of that? I know they still dragging out this Will Smith and Chris Rock shit. So, like, that's definitely been covering up a lot of shit for the past week or two. I mean, well, past week. Said check out Coach on Say Cheese. I was just watching a Say Cheese interview today with Bandman Kevo, but I didn't see nothing about kosher. What's up with kosher? Y'all give me the topics to talk about. And if I don't, I'm gonna research. I mean, if I don't know what you talking about, I'm gonna research it. Then I'll talk about it. But if y'all give me topic to talk about, I can usually just talk about anything. She give this different perspective. She don't say cheese. She a rapper or something? Oh, she a psychic. Uh, I fuck with psychics. I'm not. I won't ever say I'm a psychic. I believe like I have gifts. Like, but I won't call myself a psychic. Like, cause I got too much of a negative connotation to it. So I don't consider myself a psychic, but some people do consider me one. So it's whatever. Is she the girl? Cause I remember like a few months last year, and it was a chick who got on a Bandman Kevo live, a psychic, and he was trying to like basically play her and play her gifts. And then like a week or two later, he ended up getting arrested and shit. Like so, I'm like, you play with that spirit shit, you gonna get burnt. I'm telling you. He act. Matter of fact, Bandman Kev on his YouTube video yesterday, he said something about like tarot card readers and like that being of the devil. And I'm like, once again, you playing with fire. You don't know who you are disrespecting when you say somebody's beliefs is of the devil and shit. Like so, I mean, just because you got the beliefs of God, Christian God, like Bandman Kev, like we talking about Bandman Kev right now. This is not about. I'm not. I respect him, but overall, what he said on his thing about just spirituality, people talking to spirits and shit, like he was saying that's he said what he said reminded me of like what my brother be saying, like, oh, spirituality, all that crystal shit, that's devil shit. But every time I'm right, like every time I told my brother or said something to somebody, the shit was right. So I'm like, y'all keep disrespecting the spiritual shit and all them like I'm telling you, you gonna see like what's really real. Like so, I don't go against nobody's beliefs. If you're a Christian, by all means, that's your beliefs. It works for you. But I'm not about to hear and sit here and shit on what you believe in. And like, yeah, I know they real. Like I know they real. I'm telling you, I got some gifts, and you be like, if you just watch me, if let's just give it a year, right? Because I only been posting consistently for like 4 months now. Like, give it a year. You gonna see like the shit that I'm capable of, and you like, oh yeah, that shit, that spiritual shit is really real. Like so, like me, I ain't got no issue with Bandman Kelly, but what he did say about like tarot card readers and like psychics and shit, I'm like, don't cross that line, buddy, and like don't cross that wrong line. Tell you, I done predicted some shit in my brother life, and he don't even know I predicted the shit. Like, cause like the energy he be always talking shit about spirituality. So don't I be trying to advise people, hey, just don't piss me off. Like, yeah, don't say nothing to make me go do some shit and like put a fucking spell on your ass. And you'll lose every fucking dollar you got coming in, every opportunity you got coming in. You really think I'm the devil. Like so I try to just keep and stay in my lane because like I don't want to go like I ain't trying to bring no type of like bad karma, bad energy on me off the strength of like me not containing myself off of what another nigga said. So, but what Batman had Kevin said yesterday like about his wife like going to see psychics and shit. I'm like, hey, that's the second time I heard him say something about like spirituality people and it was in a negative light. I'm like, hey, just don't ever just say nothing about me because I know he knows who I am. Like Bandman Kevin and my brother are like very cool. Like always hang out. So I'm pretty sure my brother like I already know. Like so, just don't come towards my beliefs. Don't come out like what I believe in. Like okay, we cool. I could easily speak some shit on some people's life and like that shit be like, what the fuck? Why you do that to him? He could. Here's the thing, right? Bandman Kevin, my brother, they know. They know psychics is real. They know tarot cards is real. That's why they stay away from that shit, cause that's the shit that expose you. Like spirituality I can expose whatever fucking celebrity I want. Like anytime I want, I can just dive into their life, like without their permission, just based off spirituality, based off tarot cards, oracle cards, like pendulum, like it's different things. Like so I see why people are afraid of it because they have so much to hide. If you ain't got nothing to hide, then you ain't no point, ain't no reason to be afraid of a psychic. Ain't no reason to even talk down on one shit. But most people, they got some shit that they trying to keep hidden, and they don't want the world to expose it. So most time, you might want to have one on your side rather than like trying to call them like of the devil and like some negative shit about a psychic. Because I'm telling you, they will expose you. Spirit will expose you, and the God won't stop it. God won't do nothing about you coming at somebody's beliefs and they attacking you because of what you did. Like so, me, I never off the off the strength of Miss Cleo, right? I'm a '90s baby. Miss Cleo was popping in the '90s on TV. all the time, right? So I think it was like the early 2000s where there was a lawsuit that came and they basically framed her and said like she was fake. But uh, if you really looked into the details and like the shit that they was suing Miss Cleo for, it wasn't that she was wrong about nothing. She was right about everything. What it was is the people who will call, you know how they be saying 10 cents a minute, but by the time they get off the phone, they didn't charge you all these extra dollars and shit. Like that's what people were suing for. So in the end, it just they destroyed her name and like just her reputation. But she wasn't even the head of that. Like she was just the face of the company. She was just a person on the commercials and shit. So like people need to stay away from that psychic shit, especially when you don't know especially if you got some shit to hide. Like so, me, that's why I'm how I am the way I am. I don't have nothing to hide. I ain't got shit to worry about. Can't nobody expose me for nothing because I already tell on myself about everything. I literally been doing it like podcasting and like this YouTube since like 2018, 2017, where I just been telling my truth. Like so anything that I experienced that I thought was negative at a point in time, like I talked about it because I had to heal from it. So I just did it on a public platform. So, but I know this is way off the topic for fucking goddamn simulated realities and shit. But I do believe we live in some sort of a matrix. Oh yeah, if you from Louisiana, yeah, yeah, ain't even no question it, man. Like New Orleans, fucking Baton Rouge, man. You fuck with a woman down there who knows some shit. I tell you, you don't wanna fuck with nobody that's on no spiritual shit. Like low key, especially if they know they tapped in with hoodoo, voodoo, any of that, like they African ancestral roots. Don't fuck with nobody who like know who they are basically, cause you will wreck your life. You would destroy your own life by coming at somebody's beliefs when you don't know who they are spiritually. Like so, like people who talk shit about whatever psychics, tarot reader, card readers, whatever. I'm telling you, your day will come where you will be exposed, and you gonna not know where it come from. Like you gonna be thinking, "Hey, the devil did it." No, motherfucker, it was you. Like it was all you. Karma is real, especially on like when you started getting into those higher levels. I just wish I was a 6 feet tall simian. Hey, I'm 5'7", so I understand how you feel. Like I definitely understand how you feel. My oldest son is 12. He'll be 13 in less than 2 weeks. He's already 5'8". He already taller than me. Like so, he's like the taller version of me. But and he's like he don't care about being on the basketball team though. Like and I was when I was a kid growing up, I wanted to be tall just so I could be on the team. Like I never been made the team because I was short. So my whole thing was like, damn, I wish I had a growth spurt so I can dunk. Like so he is 5'8", 12 years old in the 7th grade, and like he loves basketball, but he don't want to go to the NBA. He don't want to go to college to play basketball. I'm like, bruh, what's the point of you being taller then? Like there's literally no point in being tall if you don't play basketball. Like that's the only thing I was separated. Yeah, like what else is the point? Happy early birthday to your son. Hey, for sure. Thank you. I'll tell him. Well, he be watching my live, so he probably in his mug now. He just can't comment on it. Yeah, but I'm about to have my first teenager. So, man, I don't feel old at all. Actually, I still like feel young. I, I feel way better than like shit. What I was about. I ain't gonna say I feel way better, but it's like mental wise, I feel like I'm way better than I ever been. I'm like not even in my peak performance. Yeah, you're not even seeing me operating at my highest self yet. Like so, Once I tap in all the way and get to that level, like shit, I'm gonna be instant manifesting shit like Jesus. You never know, cause that's what he was on. When Jesus was spiritual, he wasn't no religious person. Um, But like I said, this simulated reality thing has been popping up a lot, and like what made it like seem, like I said, seems more like prevalent. Or my thoughts on Afro beats. I fuck with. I mean, I don't know any African like beats in particular or Afro. Is that a person? Like, is that a person name, producer, or are we talking about African beats and shit, like producing like hip hop African beats? Cause I never really tapped into the African like side yet of musical hip hop yet. But there is one artist that's from Africa. Can't think of his name. His dad is a fucking billionaire too. Like, and he dope as fuck too. I just can't think of his name. But now if we talk about a person whose name is Afro Beats and he done did some shit in the world, I don't know about that. I don't tap in. Like, really keep uh my life like really only focus on like the shit that I can help me get rich basically. So even though I love music, I'm not into music like that much. Like my little brother is. Like, he's a rapper, so like, he's into music. I'm into music just enough to motivate me to help me manifest. That's what I use music for, like manifestation. Uh, Other than that, I rarely watch TV. I'm usually on YouTube. Like, literally, I'm usually on YouTube, like searching for some information. Like, so, what I've learned and came across, like shit. No, it's just all been divinely guided. Like, everything I talk about is like divinely guided. So I don't know what the fuck this got to do with fucking simulated reality and shit. But, you know what my thing is? Why does the whole world know? Like, if you think about some shit, you talk about some shit, it's gonna pop up on your phone, right? But why people don't think about the shit they want, like the real shit they want, like they want, like simulated reality, right? I started listening to Money Man in like early last year, January 2021, and he was rapping about hacking and shit. Like, so I started thinking about hacking, and I started thinking about I want to go to hacking school, like I want to learn about hacking. Then there's an ad that popped up on Instagram about going to school for hacking. Like, so even though, like, I know that if you think some shit is gonna pop up on your phone, I know that shit. I only think about opportunities and like blessings and miracles, or like shit that's gonna help me, right? Like, I'm gonna learn something from. Why is it that the world knows this too, but they don't control that? Why don't you try to purposely think of things that's gonna help you so it can pop up easily? You don't have to really go search for it. Like tell it, like that shit really works. That's why I'm like, this shit might be a real simulated reality, for the simple fact, how can my thoughts, how can thoughts that I haven't said, like, be manifested right there on my phone? Like, that's some simulated shit, right? Like, so that's part of the law of attraction as well. It's like they figure out a way to like put that in technology, or they figured out how to put the mind in technology. I don't know, but it's weird to me. But at the same time, like, it's been helping me because I only try to think of like good shit, like that, positive shit. So before then, like, I will always think about girls, like lusting situation, temptation, like females with big booties. Like, that's all I was on social media for. That's all I thought about. And like, that's like, it was always presented to me what I wanted. So I'm like, if we all know this, right? Like, whatever you think, it's gonna pop up on your phone. Why don't you use that energy to like get everything you want out of this life? Like, cause that's what literally that's manifestation. That's the law of attraction. Thinking about some shit, you don't even gotta say it out loud, but really believing it, knowing it's gonna come true. Like now the fucking phones and shit made it way easier, but more people less people take it for granted like than they should. Like, I don't know. That's why I think it's some simulated shit. Like, why is it that everybody is still sleeping, don't know who they is? Like, why is that the case? Like, why aren't there more conscious thinking people, more open minded people? Why everybody so closed minded? Like, so I don't know. I just be thinking about shit, right? Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. Who's seen the new Matrix though? That shit was trash. Like super fucking trash. I'm mad they fucking did. Like, I can't say it was super trash, right? Like, cause it had meaning and messages in it. Like, so, like, but the acting was, the storyline was trash. Like compared to the first Matrix and the second one, like they should have left it alone. Like, or they should have like, I don't know. But I can't say the storyline was trash. It was just certain aspects of like I guess I was expecting too much with the new Matrix and like it just didn't live up to my own like expectations. So some people might have loved it, but like I was really thinking like, oh, if they gonna make a new Matrix, then they really need to like outdo the other ones. It did come to find out the two brothers who made the Matrix are now two women, and to know not only they truly didn't come up with the Matrix, it was a black woman, and she the one who came up with the Terminator as well, and those are both connected. It's crazy. It's crazy. How Neo was going against the machines in the Matrix, and then like around the first Terminator, like they was trying to kill that kid. That kid end up being fucking the one Neo. Like so, crazy what you find out, what you learn by just diving deep in some information, some conspiracy. No, that wasn't even no conspiracy theory. The lady who wrote this shit is like, she got YouTube videos. I just can't think of it. But just type in like the creator of the Matrix. Like she'll tell you. Like she sued they ass and like she won. Like so she even out here in Las Vegas. So I haven't met her yet though. Kind of quiet tonight, but hey, at least y'all. I said tonight it's still daytime. At least y'all are here though. But I need to look more into that fucking that hacker who hacked everybody YouTube channel. Cause if my shit was to get hacked now at this moment, I'm at 28K. I'd be bad as fuck. I just got my Instagram hacked in January. Lost that at 27,000. Like, and for them to hack this and it's going up, like I'd be mad as fuck. Like so. Now if they started posting shit, my channel started going up, then I wouldn't be so mad. But yeah, hacking that shit can get you paid. Also can get you put in prison as well. I went to school like cause they knowing I didn't want to get a job in like cybersecurity, but basically I went for the information and to know like cybersecurity, right, is a fuck. police doing that shit. Fuck. They at both ends of the corner. I didn't see the one that was right next to me. I only seen the one like that was dying. Like, good fuck. Vegas is pretty lit though. They probably is low key. They probably is low key. I wouldn't be surprised like shit. Cause they ain't never did no shit like that. Hey, I ain't doing nothing. Just smoking. I don't know if this shit is a cigarette or not. I mean, it's illegal out here, so. Motherfuckers is like posted right there though. Like, what the fuck? I wouldn't be surprised if like motherfucking they like, hey, we gotta watch this guy. Like, this motherfucker owns something. Like, but I may be on something, but I ain't on nothing. I'm just trying to get some money. I'm just trying to fucking like take care of my kids, my family, like shit, live my life. Go on trips, like extended trips, because I already travel a lot. Like, I just want to go on longer trips, way further. Like so, and fucking not just trips, but experience life. I hate just being stuck in one spot. I hate just being stagnant, like not experiencing more, knowing like my soul yearns for that. Like the fuck, some people. Hey, shout out to Bubba Seed or Boba Seed. Like some people just never fucking try to do nothing in life. They just stay put, watch TV, and like, oh, I want to do that, and like just never try to make it happen. Fuck that shit. I'm trying to make everything happen. Like I said, your thoughts come to like reality. Like literally, your thoughts create your reality. Like so, knowing the shit that you think about on the daily is what you're bringing in your life every single day. It's like, I don't know. Some people think nothing and they become nothing, right? But I'm at least try to think so much, so highly for myself, like that. Like at least I can manifest half the shit. And like it's kind of pronounced. See, I be fucking up everybody's shit, but that's the whole thing about YouTube, right? But I always used to fuck people's name up. That's why I just always used to forget their name. Shout out to Jazz coming through. Like, I never remember people's names because I know like I probably gonna mispronounce it. Like so, a lot of people I went to school with, I couldn't tell you their name. Like literally, couldn't tell you their fucking name to save my life. I remember their face though. Like so, when people come up to me and they say, "Hey, what's up?" and I be knowing like, shit, I know this person, but I don't know their name. I get a lot too. So like, yeah, I remember a face though. Like, but that name, shit. I guess it's because people used to always forget my name. Like me being the middle child growing up, like shit, nobody remember my name. They just remember my face. I had a gap. I had this mole on my ear, so people thought I was a little alien. So like I stood out like off the strength of like just my appearance, like always being super quiet. I never opened my mouth in school at all. Like so, like people knew who I was, but I didn't know who they was because I was trying to like to not be noticed, but I couldn't help but to be noticed because curious kids, especially in the hood and in the ghetto, what's that thing on your ear? Like, bitch, I don't know. I was born with it. Like, literally, I used to always say, I was born with the shit. Like, what you want me to do about this shit? Like, so once I got to the military, though, I cut that shit off. Like, that shit traumatized me for years. I can't even lie. Like, for real. I really thought I was low key an alien. Like, cause all my siblings, I was the only person who had one. Like, so I'm like, man. By the time I got to high school, though, people kind of stopped like asking. But then this is around the time like the Bluetooths came out, so I would put them on my ear. Like, so a lot of my pictures, like early pictures that I got on social media, I got a Bluetooth on my ear that's covering up my mole. Like, so once I got that mug cut, it like boosted up my confidence way more. But I still felt some way about my teeth. Like, so it took me years to get over that shit. So now I'm like, I don't give a fuck about what people think. I'm not no kid no more. As a matter of fact, I went back to the kid version of me who felt some type of way because kids was always teasing me, and I told myself, "Hey, Kenneth, you gonna be all right. People love you. Like, look, you gonna accomplish some great things. So it ain't no point in being down. Like, no point in being sad. No point in like being the way you used to be. Like, it's okay. Like, cause even though I ain't have my mom and my dad, you know what who I always had with myself. Like, so exactly. The fuck, like I used to tell myself, like, Kenneth, why are you feeling some way about your teeth, right? When everybody in the world looks like has closed teeth, their teeth are straight. That means they they the same. It's like, why do you want to fit in so much? Like, why do you want to fit in? Why you want to look like everybody else? Like, so I'm like, you're right. This is what makes me noticeable. I could trademark this. And like so it's like, man, I need to start looking at the positive. I'm still handsome, like so like, oh yeah, I'm like, I was just tripping. Like, I wasn't tripping, but the kids around me was tripping. It's probably because they were like, man, he's handsome. He's a little boy who's handsome but got a gap, so we gotta make him feel bad about himself. Because if he don't, he gonna take everybody girl. Like, he gonna have a big ego. Like, so I felt like that was God placing that thorn in my side so I wouldn't be that like cocky and like be that like, you know, told me about myself. The tour told me a lot about myself. What's the tour? Or is you? Yeah, what's that? Police finally off my block. I don't know what the fuck they was doing all that fucking time. I had to put down my weed because of their ass. I ain't gonna say that though. I fuck the police. The police ain't never did uh, no fuck shit to me. Except they took me away from my parents when I was a kid. But my mom and dad was on bullshit anyway, so honestly it was the best thing to happen. So I can't be mad. That's why I don't be tripping on like my mom wasn't there in my life. So I'm like, shit, if you was in my life, you probably would let my ass down the wrong way. Oh, you did. You said it was a psychedelic. I haven't had that. Tell me the experience. How long did it last? You said you got a lot of it. You posted them on YouTube already? Like, shit, I'll check that out. I've just never heard of that plant though. I want to try some ayahuasca though, like for real. That's that a DMT, the toad, and ayahuasca is like my next things to try. But I'm make sure I ain't gonna try those bitches and close to each other and like no time soon because shit, that last psychedelic trip I had, well, one of the last psychedelic trips I had lasted. I mean, it impacted me enough for a couple years. Like, so I'm like, yeah, I don't need to take no more shrooms no time soon. Shrooms ain't one of those drugs like you could just do every single day. I mean, people microdose, but yeah, for me, it ain't. It's a simulation of hell. It can make you see. Fuck no, I ain't trying to do. I ain't trying to do that one. Fuck that shit. I done seen enough shit on my fucking LSD trip and my mushroom tea trip. I'm like, shit, I ain't seen no demons or nothing, but I seen some scary ass shit. But I know it's demons around. I ain't scared of that shit. I just don't want to fucking experience that shit. I could just only got them. Oh, so hey, if it's gonna give you some mental benefits, like that's always a good thing. But shit, taking that shit too fucking much, like, A simulation of hell? Oh, hell no. Fuck that shit. Imagine, like, not overdosing on it, but taking too much, not knowing what the fuck it is, and then, like, experiencing that simulation of hell and it feeling like eternity and shit. Like, motherfuckers come back out that bitch a priest. Thinking that shit was real as fuck. I haven't experienced hell on no trips. Or I haven't experienced heaven. You know what I experienced? The all. Stars, moon, sun, trees, air, ants. Like, that's what I experienced on my trips. I didn't experience a god on the outside of me or a devil. If anything, those both came within me. So I need to get back to my King Palms. I'm on my second blunt and it ain't even been an hour yet. If I was on the King Palm, like shit, I'd have still been on the first one. Hell is on Earth. Yeah, I already know that shit. For sure, elephant influence. I be trying to tell people, motherfucker, that's what reincarnation in hell is. Like, I mean, not reincarnation in hell, but reincarnating and like Earth being hell. Like, so when you die and you suffer, you actually suffer by being here, reincarnating all the time. Like, some people reincarnate like back to back to back to back, like not learning lessons. Well, I ain't gonna say back to back to back because it ain't gonna always just be like you die and like the next day you being born again. Nah, it'll take from anywhere from a year to like 100 to 1,000 years before you reincarnate. We call this. Yeah, I'm good on that, my boy. Why you? What made you take that? I'm gonna just say seed, my boy. Like, what made you try that though? That plant. Did you know you would see that before, like you took it? Did somebody say, "Hey, this is what it would experience," or did you come across that and experience? Listen to Kosha on that. Listen to Kosha about which part, like reincarnation or hell. Like shit, I already know that. Like I already know the game. I already know the secret. I already know what happens when you die. I already I already know that all of it. Like, and I just know this shit is only a fucking test. Anything you go through in this life is only a test. Once you fucking overcome this shit, you'll be good. Got OCDs. I'm the one you want to talk about. I'm the one who comes when it talks about reincarnation. Like, you need to check me out. He's telling me to do it. Oh shit. When I say I remember, like, uh, but what sees Boba Boaba. I'm gonna just try to say it like Boaba. But what you saying, that shit is crazy. You was playing a video game and it had that in it, and like it convinced you to take it, but it gave you mental benefits. So like that's a positive thing in it. Like, so at least you ain't like take that shit and overdose or become like no like serial killer type shit, you know. But like, hey, I'm always for like experiencing, like trying new things that expand your mind. If you're not trying to expand your mind, then what the fuck is you doing? Like, what is you here for? But reincarnation, I've been here 18 times. This is my last go around. Like, I only come back to fucking do these type of things right here. Enlighten, like expand people's mind, like so. But to understand like this is hell and like this is a repeating cycle that you probably won't, not you, but a lot of millions of people will never wake up from. Like so, it's like a cycle of like energy being harvested by the creator of this world. Like so, that's the best way I could put it. Simulate a reality by created by God, whose whole mission is to create people so they can worship him, give him energy. Like so, my whole thing is trying to escape this bitch. Like I'm not trying to stay here. That's things could be worse, but damn, I wish I could have. Hey, I feel you with that, like, cause you all we always gotta be grateful for the things like that come to us for free, like shit. Some people don't have, wasn't born with limbs, or had them, lost them, like, and they was taking them for granted, like so. Definitely gotta always have gratitude, like for just the small things. Like I seen like on YouTube somebody was talking about they had took like a shroom trip, and it made them more grateful like for things like their hands and like feet and shit. Like cause just imagine like how much work your hands is putting in on the daily, and you never really think like, dang, thank God my hands work. Like thank God my feet work. Like shit, you really your body really do be putting in work, and like you give your attention to everything on the outside of you. Like so, but reincarnation is like you chose this elephant influence. Like the way you look, the way I look with my gap, how I have my mole on my ear. Before we were born, right? Like you choose your character. Like you choose and you know why you're doing this. So some people say, I wouldn't have made myself fat. I wouldn't have made myself ugly because most people think I'm ugly. But the reason you make yourself like that is to overcome those tests that's within that. Like so, I gave myself a gap to overcome like self. I ain't gonna say self hate, yeah, because I hated my gap. I'm gonna like so I had to teach myself to overcome, like to love myself. Like if you don't, once you start loving yourself, then you like, oh, I feel like I'm reincarnated for real. My wife always says I'm. You are, you have reincarnated. If you in this live right now, you reincarnated before. That's why you in here. Like that's why your soul recognizes my soul. Your spirit recognizes my spirit because of a past life. I'm always me. I just got a different face and a different name, and we in a different time. But this is the time. Like I chose to come back, and you chose to be here. Like how old? Like I ain't gonna ask you your age, but I'm 32. Like we've never met each other a day in our life. Like, but yet you're here. Like we having this conversation. Jabbing 70 music on. That's how I grew up. In my household, I was raised by my grandma and Gigi, so we grew up on the Temptations, like the Supremes, Smokey Williamson. I said Smokey Williams, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, Marvin Gaye. Like I grew up on all of that shit, and up to like 32. So basically, we relate. So it's got some past life shit. I'm telling you, I just know of past lives because of, like that's one of the things. Like I was so interested in knowing about me. I thought my past lives was who I was today, and I'm not. Like that's. I was just repeating the same cycles. Like so, once I woke up and realized what I was doing. I'm like, oh shit, I'm not trying to go back down the same path I did in my last life. Like, cause that's when people said I sold my soul to the devil. Like so, even though motherfuckers would still say the same thing today, and like I've work for every fucking thing I got. Like just off the information and the knowledge and wisdom I got, most people say, "Hey, well, that's some devil shit." Like so, you can't say I sold my soul for wisdom. Like what the fuck? Like, and if I did sell my soul for some wisdom and knowledge, okay. Like motherfuckers are selling their soul for a motherfucking cheesecake factory. Like the fuck, some fucking fame. Like I'd rather sell my soul for fucking wisdom, the secrets of the universe. Like I'd rather have that over like fucking money. Honestly, shit, I'd rather be have all the wisdom in the world over the money. But because I know the wisdom brings the money. Like that's how I know I can be wealthy and rich by having that wisdom to let me know that. Like shit, I've been poor. I've been in poverty, and I hated it. Like no matter how many benefits came with it from the government, I hated being in poverty. I hated being broke. Like so, the fuck I'm gonna stay in that position. And being in middle class ain't no fucking better because you gotta pay for everything. Like so, and you gotta spend most of your time working a job. Like to sustain middle class, like unless you're a business owner, small business owner, which I am, but like man, still shit, trying to go to the next level. How we if we need to both things first life because of how that. What you mean? How do are we reincarnated? I mean reincarnated. This is not your like boy, but this ain't your first rodeo, right? Like so, you've been born and like created multiple times. Like you done did this multiple times. Like, is you saying like how's your spirit like reincarnating? Like you saying like how does that cycle goes? Like when you die and like do like you got to be more specific because I can break it down. Like I can't say exactly like step by step how the reincarnation thing goes, but I know when I the last time I died, right, it was in 1938. I didn't come back until 1990. Like so that's like 50 something years. Like I was gone. So for me, when I came back, well before I came back, I was an artist in my last life. Like so they had dropped a movie called The Crossroads on March 14th, which is my birthday this year. I mean in this lifetime. They dropped it March 14th, 1980 something. And then they dropped one of my albums with all my recordings in 1990. Like so it was like they was basically calling my spirit back. Like that's probably what like made me want to come back because I'm like, hey, they calling me back obviously through my music and like through like my story. So I mean I'm different. Like I'm not just a soul that just reincarnates and don't know who I am. Like shit, I'm always prominent. I've been kings. I've been pharaohs. I even been a slave, and I got my freedom like off the strength of who I am. Like so, every time I come on this, like every time I reincarnate, like I always wake up basically. Yeah, you gotta start off as a baby again. That's the hell cycle. Like that's the whole damn. I don't want to keep starting off as a fucking baby being programmed by mom, dad. That's where the forgetfulness come in. If you remember when, well, you probably can't, but as a child, if you got children, your children are super spiritual, right? So they're gonna see things, they're gonna hear things, they're gonna have spiritual like imaginary friends. Like that's because they're still tapped into like the spirit world until like they get fully locked in on this bitch where their parents are saying, hey, stop all that imaginary shit. Stop all that lying shit. Because that's what they turn it into. Like so me, I'm like, I tap back into that childlike energy of like with the spirit like side. So yeah, you don't remember nothing when you come back on this earth. Like that's the trick. You just gotta wake up. Once you wake up and you start remembering, like some even then, you can't even when you wake up, you're not gonna remember everything about who you are. It's still steps, it's still levels. Like so when I first started meditating, like learning like I knew about past life probably since I was like in my teenage years. After I was a big astrology and numerology person, like so, I always knew about my life path number, all of that. So I always knew this wasn't my first rodeo, but I just didn't like. I never asked or questioned myself like, man, who was I? Until 2018, 28 years old, I started meditating, like start coming across these past life regressions, these past life hypnotherapy sessions, and I was like figuring some shit out. Like so, like, that led me to not just discovering one past life, but two, three, four, five, six, seven, like up to 18 past lives. So I just, I don't know. That meditation works wonders. Exactly, deja vu plays a big part in fucking reincarnation. Like always, like feeling like, damn, I did this before. But even though we're in like, let's just say, if you had deja vu in 2022, what you experience, the deja vu you experience, it's not gonna be the same thing you experienced. Like I said in 1930, in the 1930s, because I'm in a different time. But here's the thing, right? I will always go to Memphis in Tennessee when I in my last life. That has a connection to Memphis, Egypt, past life that I lived thousands of other years ago. But it was always that remembrance of, damn, I've been here before. So me being in Vegas right now, when I have deja vu, it's basically it don't the deja vu don't come from a past life when I was white, or it will only be a past life. It's two past lives that are important to this life when the other ones they don't really matter. Like so, it's Egypt, and now it's the one where I was born in Mississippi, but I'll always just travel to Tennessee, Georgia, Arkansas. Like I was a traveler. Like so, it's still the same thing for me today where I love to travel. I can't just stay put. I'm gonna always follow my dreams. I'm gonna always like not just waste my life away basically because that's who I am internally. Just the last time I wasn't giving up the game. I was not putting people on. I was not helping people. I was very selfish. I was like I had a big ego. Like so that's why I came back how I am today to humble myself. Like so it was these like I had karmic things that I had to work on because of the last life like even though I did some great shit, like I left a lot of bad karma that I had to redeal with in this lifetime. So this I can say it's kind of like a simulated reality because it's like a video game. You just once you beat this game or once this game is over, you got to play this motherfucker again. Especially if you got some karma you got to deal with on some shit that hey, when you have children, that brings karma and that helps with the reincarnation cycle. Like so even though I got 7 kids, I have a sort of a detachment off the strength of like I'm making sure like I don't leave no type of karma with like bad karma with my children where I gotta repeat those cycles. Like so I'm teaching them everything they need to know. And the my kids, my 7 children are all like spirits that been reincarnating as well. Like so some of my kids' souls are older than mine. So they gonna be able to teach me a lot of shit. So that's just like how that shit go. That's really just how that shit go. But yeah, if you wanna like tap into your past lives, I suggest you learn how to meditate. Like learn how to meditate. Yes, it's not gonna happen the first time you try to meditate. Like it might will. You never know. But try and keep trying until you finally tap in. Like so. And then once you tap into like not just your past lives, but the Akashic records. Like that's where you can tap into anybody information. Like you can tap into anybody energy. Like cause that shit is like a library of history from the past. It's like it's not a lot. I can't say it's a library because it's nothing physical. It's like a spiritual library. That's why I can explain it. And then got deals with past, present, future, parallel universe like type shit. Like all of that shit is within that. Do I have to be religious to reincarnate, or is just part of? It's just part of the program. So everybody reincarnates. black, white, Chinese, brown, fucking Christian, whatever. You gotta reincarnate. The Indians, they believe in dharma, right? Like, so it's like when they reincarnate, they believe in when they reincarnate, whatever family they're born into, like they got they have to do that for the rest of their life. That's what they. So a lot of I ain't gonna say a lot, but it's a big thing in India where a lot of people's job is just to shovel shit. Like, so they believe like the lifetime they must have in their last one, they have to come back here, like basically just do this for the rest of their life. So that's where dharma comes into play. Like, so I don't believe in dharma. I believe in karma. Like, so I believe you can always evolve out of that. I don't believe like shit. If I was born into no poor family, I gotta stay a poor man my whole life. The fuck. Like, so, but some people like they do believe that. So they think that. So I don't know how that works out for them in that next life after they done repaid that life off. I mean, repaid that karma off, like shoveling shit. You come back from suicide too, but it's level. You got to start levels under where you came from, like, and you gonna go through purgatory, like that's more like hell, but it's not no burning like place. It's a place that you're gonna see like your mistakes, and like you basically got to learn like that's one contract you can't break. Like that's one thing you really like. That's the unforgivable. I ain't gonna say unforgivable because none of this shit is like forgivable, but that's the one thing that you can't break that contract. A life contract, that's the one where you can break a life contract, but it sets you back. You got to start over. It's like playing fucking video games, right? And you don't hit that checkpoint, so you got to start like previously, like further back. Instead of like if you didn't commit suicide and like you hit the checkpoint, you could start back off where you left off at. Like, so. But yeah, suicide, like that's a monster. Because suicide, that affects not just you, like that affects, like I said, we have a life contract set up, or like that we sign before we come, and it's like you like really saying fuck this shit, like, and you got people you come here with to like figure shit out with, clear shit up with, like, so you're breaking contracts with like you're breaking other people's contracts too, so like it's affecting the timeline in like so many forms. Like you have to like learn like what big of a deal you did. Like, so can you talk about how we're supposed to forgive people for hurting someone or themselves? I mean, it's that should be an easy one because off the strength of like forgiveness is, if you don't forgive someone, right, that's holding on to like energy, like that's not healing. Like that, when you hurt something, when somebody hurts you and it seems like they don't even notice that they hurt you, they don't even give a fuck that they hurt you, they'll never apologize. Like you gotta learn to like shit, fuck what they did. Like it ain't even about forgiving, it's like forgiving yourself. Fuck forgiving anybody else, forgive yourself, because it wasn't on you what they did. Like it wasn't your, like it wasn't your fault. Like, so most time when a person hurts you, it's internally they're hurting themselves. Like internally, like they mad at themselves, they hate their own life. Like, so they're putting that energy out on you. So like waiting on the forgiveness from like a narcissistic person is not gonna happen. Like, so you literally have to learn not to forgive others but forgive yourself. Yes, you're gonna always remember it, but at the same time, don't let that hold you back. Don't let like what's, yeah, don't let what somebody did when you was a child like hold you back from like creating the best future you want from yourself, because the energy you like that's within the back of your head is like consciously negative. Like that's how you manifest negative shit. Like that's the best way I can explain it. If you got some shit that happened to you in the past, like that's bad and negative, Like, just think about your daily life and like the type of individuals you deal with. Like, do they kind of remind you like certain individuals that fucked up, right? Like, so you got to learn to like let all of that shit go, heal from it. Like, cause most of this shit was just here to teach you a lesson. And at the same time, if somebody did something to you in his life, right, and you deem it fucked up, and you like, man, why they do this? Why? Like, I ain't do nothing wrong. Think about past lives. Think about reincarnation. Okay, what did you do before? Like, cause it's always a reason for everything. Like, so me understanding like a lot of shit that I went through in this life, and I had no clue why I'd been through it. Like, I when I start tapping into past lives, I'm like, oh shit, it made perfect sense. So, like, I can't complain about anything I went through because I'm like, okay, like I just had to clean up my car. When I charge it to the game. That's what you gotta do. You just gotta charge that shit to the game. But yeah, what else? What else? What else? Good. This ain't no simulated reality shit. But make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Really appreciate it. Like, y'all ain't seen no hot box in action really with the smoke in here getting caught up in here for the simple fact it's getting hot in Vegas and like I ain't about to have my car on wasting gas. So I got the window down. So but it's about to get smoky up in here. That's when it seemed like the best conversations kick in, like when the background gets smoky. Like, might need to have to roll another blunt. Well, I got one left, but might have to go into the house and roll. Well, babe, if she watching, she can always bring me my tray and stuff. But yeah, it's getting hot out here in Vegas. It's 86 degrees right now. So I'm really about to hotbox this bitch. Real low key about to fucking suffocate myself and shit. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't trying to fucking commit suicide in this bitch. Have to start all over. Like, fuck that shit. Imagine a motherfucker who got some spiritual knowledge on my level, right? And they still commit suicide. Like, that motherfucker, I would have to start back, like, lifetimes. Like, basically, I would have to start back lifetimes where in my last lifetime, I was full of my ego, like, not learning certain lessons. So it was like the lessons you completed and like overcame, if you commit suicide, you gonna have to redo those lessons over again. So the bad weed trip that let me know. This, see, like that was the thing that like messed you over, that bad weed trip. Fucking that first LSD trip kind of made me like slow down on my spirituality trip. I mean, on my spirituality journey. But I realized like probably like 6 months later, I'm like, damn, it was a trip, Kenneth. You still fell off. You still haven't got up from that trip. Like, so once I realized, oh, that shit was just an illusion. It was just to really trip me up, slow me up on my journey. I'm like, oh yeah, I ain't gonna let that happen again. So now when I do LSD or like shrooms, I don't take none of that shit like for a grain of salt. Like, so no, anything I see, no matter how profound it is, like it's probably gonna stay with me, but I'm not gonna like hold on to it. Cause that first one, oh, I stopped seeing synchronicity numbers and all of the angel numbers. I stopped trying to focus on the clock, all of that shit. I'm like, man, fuck this shit. I hate my life low key. Cause I wasn't in a position I wanted to be in. Like, so. But the spot I was in where I was doing the psychedelics, that played a big part in the trip. Like, even the people that I dealt with on a daily, that played a big part on my trip. Like, so if I was dealing with a negative individual and I was in a negative environment, so to say, like that trip like played a part why I had a bad trip. Like, so didn't think of it till now. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button if you haven't. Really appreciate it. If you did, thank you. But We always either come down to talking about psychedelics or fucking religion. But it's still early too, so like I usually don't get on here this early, but we trying something new today. Like I need to utilize the time that I have, like, cause I waste a lot of time. Even though I get on YouTube, post every single day, I still waste hours out of my day. Okay, I still waste hours. Like so, I'm like, I need to fucking utilize all that fucking all the extra time I have to like really fucking making more money. Like so, I'm like, just imagine how much money I've missed out on, like just off of just sitting in my office scrolling on my like YouTube videos. Like the fuck, I be wasting hella time. So you start seeing me get on here more early, it's because like trying to utilize my the time that I probably be trying to take a nap right now. Like so, fuck that shit. I be trying. The days I take naps, it'd be hard for me to get real good sleep, or it'd be hard for me to remember my dreams. So if I don't take a nap and like is basically I keep myself up, like I'll have like better sleep at night. It'd be like that sometimes. Some people like, damn, I wish I can get a nap. I be taking 2 or 3 naps sometimes. Actions have consequences. That's true. Every single, me and my wife was talking about that too. Like all actions have consequences or reactions. Like, so whatever you do, just make sure your intentions are always pure. Make sure you always got a positive mind only. Like always thinking positive. Stop overthinking things that don't need to be overthought. Like shit, you'll catch yourself overthinking, but yet you keep on overthinking. So I'm working on like shit, my overthinking shit. I'm working on like utilizing my time like more because like I said, even though I've been posting every day, I told myself from the jump, I'm like, Kenna, if you can get on YouTube and watch people every single day, you can post a video. So I'm like, okay, I started posting every day, but I'm like, Kenna, if you still utilizing like your time to watch other people, you still got more time to post or get on live. So I'm trying to work on that, y'all. Like, cause like I need to utilize this time to like monetize on my channel. Like I'm halfway there. I get dreams where I feel evil wild, like someone throwing a rock at me. Not you are. Is you talking about in your dreams or when you tripping? Oh, you said you just said dreams. That's Let me see if I can interpret your dream. There's someone in your life who from your past like is still like affecting you, right? Like, because dreams always have a meaning to, they always have real meaning. Subconscious it plays a big part in your dreams, so it's all about the symbols. Like, so when you say somebody's throwing a rocket high in their head, like that takes me back to like a hater, of course, or someone like who really is against you, but like they knows who you are, but because that's where the clowns come in. Clowns usually deal with fear. Like, let me read this statement again. But it sounds like, was you afraid of clowns when you were a child? Are you still afraid of clowns or something? Or you not afraid of clowns at all? But did you, or was there an incident, like a specific incident, like that scared the fuck out of you, that traumatized you? You may be dealing with, like, it may be a subconscious thing that you're dealing with from your past, or you probably not even dealing with, but it's affecting your daily life that you need to go back and heal. It's some childhood trauma you need to heal. Oh, you said you'll mind them, like, but I think it's like it's some childhood that dream like symbolizes like somebody in your past probably did something to you that you're affected by, that you need to heal from. The last thing I got was it was something from his past that somebody did something from his past that traumatized him that he needs to heal from. That's what I heard loud and clear. All those, like, when I was trying to interpret it first, it was like kind of being bunched up, but then the last thing I heard was like childhood trauma need to be healed. Like, so as far as meditating, you need to learn how to you don't even need to learn how to do this. Like, just type in guided meditation, like childhood healing, like, yeah, guided meditation for healing past, healing your past. I'm a person who I love dreams and I interpret them sometimes, but it when I first hear the dream, like I'll begin like all you know how when a movie and it deals with the oracle, give the person the oracle and they can't really interpret it to the end. Like, so I be trying to figure it out like, until I fucking get it. See, I told you. Like the last thing was like it was something. It was that like you gotta heal from that ain't on you. Like, somebody thought I knew it was somebody who was close who did something like yeah. I didn't expect for you to say that though. Like in the live. Like I just would have thought you was gonna like, some shit did happen to me in my past. See, hey, there's a reason why you're here today. I'm glad that you like mentioned your dream. Everything happens for a reason, right? But yeah, like shit be happening to all of us though. Like we all got some type of childhood trauma that we experienced, and a lot of us need to heal from it. Like so, shit happened to me when I talked about it yesterday. Some shit happened to me when I was a kid. Like, but it was like it was a woman, and at first I didn't deem it like negative, but I realized like she attached some negative shit to me, like to my spirit, like off the strength, like she had shit on her, like it was somebody who abused her, like whatever they put on her carried on to me. So I had to heal. Like they was like when a psychic had told me she like it's a dark spirit around you. Like so, I always kind of felt it low key, because people always like say like kind of on some demon shit, devil shit. It's easy to hate the wind when it's blowing and miss it when you're. See, like say what's on your mind. Yeah. Dude, hey, I'm just doing my job, but I like that statement though too. Let me screenshot that. That just didn't cut my screen off. That statement about the missing the wind. Cause goddamn, this fucking wind is not blowing in the sky. Shit getting hot. Nah, but it's cool. I don't mind. I've been in Afghanistan 7 months straight, 120 degrees every single day, and I'm in full gear every single day, just on post, ready for something to pop off. Like so, I know it's plenty of times I complained about not feeling the wind. Yep. Shit, I do complain about the wind when it's there too. Cause I was just in Indiana and I just kept saying it's cold as fuck. It's cold as fuck. And now I'm back in Vegas and it's getting hot. And I'm like, I still wouldn't want to be back in no fucking cold ass weather. Like any day. But to know like it felt good. Like if I was in a hot ass, like if I'm outside 120 degrees, and if I were to go inside of a place that felt like home, cold as fuck, I'm like, yeah, this feels good. Or if it rained, because that's what it was doing, it was raining the whole time, so I wasn't really complaining about that until it started snowing. Like damn, it's about to be April and it's fucking snowing. Oh shit! Shout out to Scotland. I always wanted to visit. I'm going to visit Scotland for sure. Like, but I always wanted to go there. I want to visit London, shit, New Zealand, New Amsterdam. Like I gotta go places I want to go. Like I've been to a few places out the country, but I want to go more places. Shout out to you, Josh. But like I said, I've been just doing my job. Like everything I've done in my life, I was just doing my job. Well, I wouldn't consider this my job. Like this is more like my lifestyle. I'm just doing what I came here to do. Shit. Anybody had Wagyu steak before? I had it for the first time today. It was pretty. I had a burger though. Like it was a Wagyu burger. So I believe we were in a simulation the last year. Oh, so you believe we are living in a simulation? I feel like since the Matrix, I've been like that was in 2001 or 1999, right? Like, so I wouldn't say I fully believe the Matrix. We was living in the simulated, you know. Hey, it's cactus out here, but I always kind of believe like the Matrix was like real, true, like so. And then when I woke up, like in 2018, like spiritually woke up, I'm like I really then felt like we was living in a simulated reality, like so. But I never said it out loud, but low key, like when you think about some shit and it manifests on your phone instantly, like that's simulated. That's literally simulated reality. Like so, you mentioned gematria. Exactly. Yeah, I know it. I know. I can't say I know a lot about gematria, but I have studied gematria a lot. Too many coincidences. Exactly. Like so, those coincidences are. There's no such thing as a coincidence, right? Like so. I'm just like, I know this shit is a fucking game. Like, and since I know it's a game, let me fucking play the game and like get what I want out of it. Like, if this is GTA, I'm gonna fucking get me millions of dollars. I'm gonna get me the nice house and car. Like, shit, what the fuck? I'm gonna get everything I want out this bitch because it's a fucking simulated reality. I don't have to be stuck being in poverty. That like nobody is oppressing poor people. It's the poor people who wants to stay put. Like they oppressing themselves. Like, cause you could easily move from Gary, Indiana to Las Vegas and turn your life around. Like easily. There's nothing stopping you but yourself. Like so I don't even know who I just told that like you stopping yourself from moving, but hey, if you've been thinking about moving, do it. Like fucking do it. Like cause you already failing by like staying in the situation you in right now. Like so you may not want to move to Vegas, but shit, Texas, Florida, Hawaii, wherever the fuck you want to go. Well, I wouldn't suggest moving to Hawaii around these times, but that shit is fucking crazy. Hey, shout out to you coming through. Been vegan a few years after being diagnosed. Oh shit, I tried being vegan. Like I eat more healthy nowadays. Play video games I have played. What am I supposed to imagine video games? Exactly, like we're in the fucking video game. This shit is really real. Like so when I'm telling you, when you think of some shit and it pop right up in front of your face, like that shit ain't no fucking coincidence. Like this shit really is. It's only gonna get. I'm telling you, it's only gonna get fucking better. That's what I'm gonna say. It's only gonna get better for me. I can't speak for everybody else, but for your boy, Life is only gonna get better. I I literally just gave my Oculus Quest 2 to my son, but like even that like is on some other level shit. Yeah. Yeah, my son is playing on his Oculus right now. I'm, I'm a big fan of the metaverse, like too. So I'm not one of the people that's like, oh no, people are gonna get stuck in the fucking metaverse. Like shit, motherfuckers are already stuck on social media. Like that's the same shit. It's the same exact fucking thing. Like, except the fucking metaverse that's gonna take your full attention. You ain't gonna have to worry about a phone being in your hand. Like shit, most thing people gonna be. It's like the movie Ready Player One. I love that fucking movie. I was watching that before like they started talking about the metaverse. Like so, I knew they was gonna take it there. Like I literally knew they was gonna take it there. Ready Player One. Tell me. I'm fucking just ready for like the future too. Like I'm not a person that wanna be staying in the past and shit. Like, oh, you haven't seen Ready Player One yet? Oh yes, watch that shit. You gonna be like, oh my god, this is what is that's the world gonna come to too. Literally, how that movie is, that's the world. What the world is gonna really be like in the future. Like so, question is, are you gonna get left behind, or are you gonna fucking ride the wave and like shit, take that shit into the future? Like right now, the metaverse, blockchain, NFTs, and all that. It's like the internet popping off in the '90s, and a lot of people was talking shit about like the internet, what we need the internet for. And now look at this shit. Like shit fucking took off 20, 30 years later. Like so you don't want to get left behind by saying the metaverse, what we need the metaverse for, we got the real life for it. Okay, get left behind if you want to. I'm telling you, the land on this planet will run out. Like people, they can buy that up, but that metaverse will not be bought up. Like it'll always be more and more and more made. So, and that shit is just, people are getting wealthy in it. Like you think poorly if you want to. Keep that same mental and mindset your parents and your grandparents had. And I'm telling you, you're gonna be like on Ready Player One where they was playing in the metaverse, but they was basically slaves to that shit. So that's why I'm like, I'm embracing the future. Like literally, I want people to advance. I want people to evolve. Why the fuck would you stay in the same area you in now, or the same spot you in now? Why not try to evolve? Why not try to grow, do something different, do something new? Try to fail. Try something new and know like you gonna fail doing it the first few times, but just keep trying it until you don't fail, no, until you feel like you got it. Like literally, that's how I feel with life. Period for myself with always chasing my dreams. I know I'ma always kind of fail when I go come across some new shit, but I'm gonna keep trying and I'ma always learn some shit. I always get epiphanies out of that shit. So, what about tech advancements that are detrimental to human? It's a lot of it's a lot of shit already that's detrimental to humans and society, like McDonald's. Like that's always been in the world. Like that's just always been the case. Like with the good, you got to take the good with the bad. Like I won't take part in the Neuralink type shit, but I understand where they're going. Like you got to think, like for them, like trying to super rich billionaires, right? Trying to put their consciousness in like robots and shit, or just different bodies and shit. Like they're doing it so they don't have to reincarnate again and start off as a baby. They know like they gonna lose that shit and they gotta get it again. They know they gonna be in a whole different type of like family and gotta start that shit from scratch. So they're willing to do that within like train putting their consciousness or within fucking USB ports and shit. But I'm not part of that shit. Like I'm not that don't sound interesting to me. Like shit. I don't plan on coming back. In her imagination. True. Exactly. So shout out to within equals without with that statement. Mm. So when you put that image in the nation and you put that imagination, I never seen it like that. Y'all always put me on some like some new shit. I use my imagination to create my reality. It be the people out there that don't. Like, but just know, I can imagine some crazy. Like I've been imagining like everything I want. Like literally, I have a vivid ass imagination, so I manifest literally damn near everything I want. Like so, I might not get it when I ask for it when I first see it, or when I first come up with the idea that this is what I want. But if I work towards it, if I always like see it, keep that hold that thought, hold that vision, I'm gonna manifest it. That's what the law of attraction is. That's what the world we living in today. Like so, manifesto. That's that etymology, right? Using words. But that gematria, when y'all tap into that gematria like sports, you see how rigged that shit is. Like I just, yep, heaven is your mind. Hey, shout out to you, Chris, coming through. Somebody, when I got off the live yesterday, they was like, you shouldn't like living on Earth. I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't if you ain't living the life you want. But if I'm living the life I want, why would I not love my life? Motherfuckers want you to hate your life because they hate their life. What the hell? Like my shit is actually starting to work in my favor. Like so, I ain't trying to fucking like switch up what I got going on. Like literally, my life is really finally going in my favor. Everything working for me. Like so, I ain't about to switch nothing up. I ain't about to take nobody's offerings. Like, hey, I'll give you this if you stop doing what you doing. Fuck no. Like hell no. Okay. Now if you gonna give me some money to keep doing what I'm doing, like should I ramp that shit up? Like what you want? 5 hours a day? Like me talking I'm telling you, probably when I get monetized right, I'll probably be on this bitch way more often. I'm just like what 1,600 hours from my goal of being monetized. Like so, like shit, I'm getting on here now, and it's earlier than what I've been getting on. Like so, shit. I'm as you can see, I'm ramping my shit up as much as I can. So I be trying to encourage people like, hey, if you got a YouTube platform, you got a story to tell, get on live, post shorts. You may not can't post the shorts of you, right? That's what I realized. When I first started posting shorts every day trying to grow my channel, I was started off like posting my podcast shorts, and I realized I didn't have no fan base on YouTube. Like, so how could I be posting shorts and people just scroll past my shit because they don't know Positive Minds Only is. They don't know who I am. Like, so I started posting Nipsey Hustle. Like, so that's was like I'm like, well, I'd rather have his subscribers like subscribe to my channel than like motherfucking Jake Paul or motherfucking whoever, like some random ass rapper. I wouldn't want no fucking 20-year-old fucking or 19-year-old fucking rapper's fan base on my fucking channel. I'm a grown ass man. Like so I started posting Nipsey shorts because that's what inspired me in my journey. Like so when I tell people when you post shorts every day, don't post ones of yourself. Post the person's fan base you like. The post the person who you want their fan base. So if you a female, right, you want Beyonce's fan base. You want the Beehive, right? post Beyonce shorts. Don't post the music because that's gonna get copyrighted. But you can still get the subscribers off of it. But still, post Beyonce, post Nicki Minaj, whoever fan base you want to tap into, whoever you want people to support you. Like that's the people you gotta post. So I just figured out what works for me. Like so. You said sports is all like WWE. That shit really is too. I done see, man, I see fucking Stone Cold and fucking Vince McMahon at the WrestleMania. I just seen the clip. I ain't watched that shit. I seen, and they was drinking a beer, and then Stone Cold like tried to stunner Vince McMahon. I'm like, that shit don't even look how I used to look no more. Like that shit is all. Them motherfuckers is way too old to be trying that shit. But like that shit is funny as fuck. I used to think that shit was so fucking real. Man, that shit was like fucking lying. That Santa Claus is fake. Okay. You couldn't tell me the shit wasn't real because it looked like hella real. The storylines was seem like real as fuck too. I'm like, man, this shit crazy. Then find out that shit was all fake. I'm like, been duped again on this fucking planet. That's why I only follow myself now. Like this shit. What the fuck I'm gonna follow somebody else for? Motherfuckers is always trying to lead you wrong, telling you some shit real, and it really ain't. Like, I need to learn gematria more to where I start betting on these games and I'm winning all the games off this shit. Cause there's people who are doing that. Like they study gematria so well that they can tell you the outcome to like the next fucking like few games. So that's what I'm trying to be on, honestly. Like shit, not to cheat the game, but like if the game is cheating already, if the odds are already in like Vegas odds, like what the fuck? Like that's cheating already. But I'm not doing shit like illegal. Let me just state that clear. I'm not doing nothing illegal. Like fuck that. But I got the cheat codes today with all my life though. So shit with this manifestation shit. I'm telling you, I get everything that I want in life. It may not come immediately, but shit. Once I start instant manifesting type shit, like y'all gonna be like, oh, this shit really real. Like, when I say instant manifestation, I'm saying like when I say, oh, I want that $10 million house, the offer comes right in front of me and I'm able to walk right through the door. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get to that level when I instantly and I ain't gotta, you know what? I learned through the law of attraction and manifesting through like the universe and like my beliefs. I really gotta spend money, like getting the things that I want. Seem to all just fall in my hand, like so. I'm trying to get to where when I say I want something, the keys is just handed to me, and like hey, it is what it is, like so. I don't mind like being handed things as long as you don't try to throw that shit in my face. As long as you don't be like, hey, I did this, I didn't gave you that, like fuck that shit. But the universe never do that shit. The ancestors never do that shit. When I manifest some shit and a random stranger just drop and give me some shit, I'm like, hey, this is how this shit's supposed to be. Hey, my day better. Hey, thank you just for coming through. Uh, Elephant, I really appreciate that message. And to know like this is my first time actually getting on this early. I usually start at around like 6:30 on Pacific time. Started like 4:30 today. So see how long we can keep this mug going before my wife called me in the house. I was mad. She had messaged and like she had commented and said, "Up, it's getting late." When I got in the house, she'd tell you. I'm like, I was mad. Like, don't do that again. Like, don't cut me off early, cause I still had a lot to say. Like, so, like, I'm like, I'm gonna just get on here early so she don't want me. I know what it is. She don't like me being outside in the car late at night. But at the same time, like, shit, she know I'm protected. Like, ain't nothing to worry about. But that be them women, right? Women always worrying. You know what's weird? Like, the car don't seem to be getting smoky. You know what it is? It's probably these fucking white owls. I tried to, like, calm down on, like, the white owls and shit like that. But these just be more convenient sometimes. Just roll up. I mean, it's easier to just stuff a king palm though, like low key, like rather than to fucking roll up a fucking white owl and shit. But that shit be kind of harsh on my throat sometimes. Like, so I probably need to start rolling more papers. But I smoked papers for a minute. Then I'm like, man, that don't work. But yeah, whatever I was just talking about, I know shit ain't got nothing to do with a simulated reality. That's why it's important for me to title the things and stay on fucking topic, cause I be forget what the fuck I be talking about. Oh yeah, but this shit is a video game, and if you haven't figured that, like, life is meant to like give you everything you want. Like, it's not meant to like take things away from you. It's not meant to make you suffer. Like, once you find solace and just knowing like this shit is all just tests, like, to help you evolve to become your best version, like, you can be like, man, it's time to have fun. So that's what I've been trying to do, like, just have fun. So tell me, what's on y'all mind? It says two people in here, but I'm pretty sure it's more. Like, I know it's something that always pops in your head. Most people, they don't even say what's on their mind. They just let it go on by. And it's still kind of early though. Like, I ain't even like got to the 6:30 part. I probably need to change the title to like make more people come in. What should I change the title to? But I will have to get my tablet. Hey, if you watching, you can bring my tablet then, so I can change the title to like clickbait people into like clicking the title. That's what they gotta utilize on you. I like to utilize on you. I mean, I really don't like utilizing clickbait for the simple fact of people be like disliking the video. I'd rather people like, man, but then again, it don't matter if they like it or dislike it, as long as they use that energy to come on the channel and watch the video. Like, so even if it is clickbait, YouTube don't give a fuck if it's a dislike. Like, as long as that video is being watched, that's all that matters. Y'all just quiet today. What else is going on in the world? Oh yeah, Jada Smith. Jada. Jada ain't shit, y'all. Like, Jada really ain't shit. You supposed to stand up for your husband when he trying to stand up for you. She talking about Will shouldn't have did that. Bitch, you supposed to have your man, like, you supposed to have his back in public and then like talk about that shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, man. And now all this Tupac shit and Jada popping up. I'm like, man, if I was Will, I would have probably, I don't know, would I have to divorce her off the strength of like, we're Hollywood actors for one. We put our business out there. We grown up, so who gives a fuck what people think? Like, So I don't know. Would have let that affect me in my relationship? Probably not. But at the same time, Jada, you supposed to have your man's back in the public, in the face of the public. But you know you got Tupac's back. What about your husband? You know what Will Smith remind me of? Will Smith and Jada remind me of? Remind me of Sierra and Russell Wilson. And like how I know like Sierra low key still in love with Future. Like, it's crazy, right? See, like I said, I could tap in people's energy. I could tell people the truth about themselves, and they're like, "How he know that shit?" I know, I know. And I ain't got no tarot cards on me. I ain't got no oracle cards on me. I ain't got none. So that's why I like getting on like live. Just for one, I get to learn shit. Get to talk to dope people. Get to have dope conversations. And eventually I can get paid to do it. Like so why why would I do something else? Most people would say, "Oh, you're not getting paid, so why are you doing it?" But I'm working towards getting paid from doing it. Most people just think, "Oh, as soon as I invest my energy into it, I'm supposed to get paid right off the back, instant gratification." No, it doesn't work like that. Like, so you might want to fucking just learn how to have some fucking discipline and like just keep your head down and keep working. Right. So for me, I'm only what 4 months in of like posting every day. Like like I said, I'm at 2350 100 watch time hours, 2350 watch time hours, and I'm like almost at 30,000 subscribers in those 4 months. So I feel like I'm doing the right thing. Oh yeah, human trafficking. That's what I wanted to talk about. But my wife was like, you should talk about simulated reality. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, because I can use my bald head picture when I look like Morpheus. Like, so I know people expected a bald headed person when they came in the live off the thumbnail, but no, that's an older picture when I just cut my hair all off. But that human trafficking shit in Hollywood, pretty fucked up. But it's been going on like for years and years and years, and they ain't gonna do shit about it. I feel like everybody in that shit tied. Everybody from government, politicians, like all tied into that shit. So that Hollywood conspiracy. But I have a friend in Hollywood who I don't see as a bad person who will be on some shit like that. So I can't say it's everybody. It's probably like the higher ups, people controlling shit that end off onto that fucking weirdo shit. But eventually all things shall come to the light. I think that's why I'm not in Hollywood right now because people in Hollywood know who I am. Like, but they don't want me to come around them. Like I expose too much stuff. Like I say too much. I know too much. Like so, it's up to me to like create my own opportunities. Like so, I don't gotta depend on nobody. Cause at the end of the day, I only need myself. I don't need nobody's fucking uh, green light. I don't need nobody's to tell me what I can and what I can't say. Like so, I used to want to be there in that in that position, but I'm not like fuck that shit. I can create my own position. So and I can make just as much money. So probably ain't gonna happen overnight, but the people who built that built Hollywood up, it didn't happen overnight. Son called me, so he must be back at home. But I don't know. Should I hop off live now? It's still early. Like I don't want to call him back. Or I can end the live right now. I'm gonna talk to my son. Then I'm gonna start another live. Then we're gonna talk about some other shit. Well, y'all probably won't be here, but there'll probably be some